Have you ever had bad news and you could feel it in the back of your throat? That is the subtle energy of the chakra system. I didn't know anything about the chakra energy system until my root chakra was blocked, manifested into my physical body as fistulas, causing me to have surgery 4 times in 1 year on my bum. Fast forward 7 years later, I am here to help you unblock your chakras so something like this doesn't happen to you. Thank you so much for watching this workshop today. If you find it beneficial, please share it with someone you love, give it a like, or I'd love your subscribe. Chakras are the subtle energy centers of the body. Like pinwheels, the chakras spin at the speed of light, emanating the colors of the rainbow, resonating with a particular frequency. These colors combined form the auras that surround each of us, connecting us with each other and the cosmos. There are 7 chakras, and they correspond to regions in the body where the nerves connect and the electrical activity is high. The flow of energy in the chakras can become blocked by life events through the activity of the autonomic nervous system. For example, when you habitually assume a defensive posture in response to negative stimuli, we block the flow of energy in the chakras. Hatha yoga can counteract this and re-illuminate the chakras, stimulating them to spin freely. Yoga asana poses connect the body and the mind, and breathing techniques connect the consciousness and the unconsciousness. Chakra meditations connect the individual to the vibrational energy of the cosmos. After a chakra meditation, which you can find on YouTube or a meditation app, will appear as a subtle, beautiful light within you. You can also feel the chakras with how the sensory body feels. For example, when you hear something that is upsetting and you feel that knot in the back of your throat, that's your throat chakra. Another example, when you feel like you're in love or you feel like you've had your heart broken, that's your heart chakra. When you feel angry or you have butterflies in your stomach, that's your solar plexus. They're all examples of what the subtle body feels like. And we can tap into this awareness and start to observe how your body feels throughout your day. Notice what energy centers are being illuminated as you go about your day. Let's get started. Have you ever heard of Muladhara? It's your root chakra. Basically, it's an invisible disc located at the base of your spine, between your anus and your genitals, and it's associated with the color red. Your root chakra is what keeps you anchored to the physical world, and it acts as a root. Your root chakra craves connection to the planet, also the connection to the physical senses. Think of the feel of sand in between your toes, or the smell of salt in the air, or fresh picked cucumbers from a garden. It wants you to live in your body, and it wants the body to remember that it lives on Earth. When your root chakra is balanced, you feel safe, secure, and trusting. Life might throw you a couple of curveballs, but you definitely can handle them. When your root chakra is blocked, you might suffer from anxiety and worry about things, or have trouble sleeping. When your root chakra is overactive, your anxiety might spin into paranoia, greed, and control. This is the realm of hoarding and eating disorders. Let's look at how to unblock your root chakra. A brief anatomy lesson before we get into the poses. Bodies are divided into 3 different planes. The first plane is the coronal plane, so referred to as the frontal plane. And what it does is it splits the body in half. So if I were to take a piece of paper and cut myself in half, is the coronal plane, the front body and the back body. The second type of plane is called the sagittal plane. And that divides our body into the left side and the right side. Basically taking this paper like this and cutting it in half, cutting myself in half. That is the sagittal plane. The other plane is called the transverse plane, and that divides the body into the upper and lower body. If I were to cut my body in half, I'm really chopping myself up here today, you would have your upper body and your lower body. You also have 3 energy centers in your body. There is a meridian in the center part of your body. That is where your chakras reside. You also have 2 other energy centers called the Ida, which is on the right side of your body, Pingala system, which is on your left side. These are important to be aware of as we get into the poses today. Before we get into the root chakra pose, I like to pick an essential oil that corresponds to each chakra, and helping just smell the oil or putting it on your wrists or your temples can also help clear the energy and open up your chakra. So every pose today is going to have an oil associated with it. Oil associated with the root chakra is patchouli. And take just a brief inhale with it, or feel free to put a drop of oil on the inside of each one of your wrists or your temple. To help unblock your root chakra, the first pose I would recommend doing is Tadasana. Standing with both feet planted into the earth, we're gonna feel the bottom of our feet connecting with the energy as it moves its way up your legs into the back and the frontal side of your body in your root chakra, making its way up through your heart, your throat, and your crown. Arms extended out to the side. Spread your fingertips wide. Take some deep Ujjayi breaths. Ujjayi breathing is breathing in through your nose and out through your nose while you lock the back of your throat. Your lips are totally sealed shut, and so it's making an oceanic sound. Beautiful. The next pose I recommend for unblocking your chakra is called Virabhadrasana 2. Coming onto the top of your mat, feet are hip distance apart. Extend your right leg behind you. Turn your right foot parallel to the back of your mat 90 degrees. Your front leg should be stable in the earth. Knee is bent. We're gonna extend our arms up on each side of our body. Our frontal body plane is facing towards the wall, and our hips are also straight in line with the wall. Look over your left shoulder, gazing at your fingers, and hold in at your core. Take 3 oceanic breaths. So you would just do this particular pose, and you could, we're gonna get into doing it on the other side, but just do this pose like back and forth 3 times. Beautiful. Right, so coming back up, turning your hips towards the top of your mat, coming back into neutral position. We want to balance it out by doing the other side. Extend your left foot back at a 90-degree angle parallel to the back of your mat. Your front knee is bent, and it's not extended though over your toes. Extend your arms up, gaze over the fingertips, and take 3 Ujjayi breaths. Beautiful. Let's make our way back up to the top. Left leg comes back up to the top. The last of the poses to help clear your root chakra is called Malasana, also known as prayer pose. Coming with your feet about 3 to 4 feet apart, rotate your feet open at a 40-degree angle. Pull in on your core, your Uddiyana Bandha, and we're gonna drop our body slowly to the ground, bending our knees. Folding your hands into prayer position or Samastiti, pushing your thighs open with your elbows. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Awesome. You're really using the interior part of your body here. All right, coming back up, standing back into neutral position. Do you suffer from low libido? Your sacral chakra could need some clearing. The sacral chakra is the first step up in our ladder of consciousness. It's located a few inches below your belly button, and it's associated with the color orange. This is where we explore the realms alike pleasure, relationships, and creativity. Your sacral chakra is sort of like the spark that makes us want to sit down and write, draw, paint, or learn to play the trumpet. It's the impulse behind the desire to connect with someone, including our sexual energy. It is the flicker of passion that flies through our hearts, like when you get to eat a really delicious meal, or dance to an amazing song, or read an exciting book. When our sacral chakra is in balance, intimacy will be easy. Relationships will be healthy, and inspiration will flow freely. When our sacral energy is blocked, we have low libido, fear of intimacy, shame, creative self-sabotage, or a general all-encompassing lack of enthusiasm. Think of Tigger when he loses his bounce. When your sacral chakra is overactive, you will have bursts of untamed emotion, unhealthy relationships, and off the charts indulgence. Let's dive into balancing this chakra. The oil associated with the sacral chakra is Ylang. I'm just going to take a slight inhale and breathe it in. And exhale. It's such a beautiful, soft smelling. If you haven't ever smelled Ylang, check it out the next time you're at your natural food store. Muscular muscle that we use in so many of the yoga poses we do in a series. It's called the psoas, and I had never heard of it until I actually went through yoga teacher training. It's a very large muscle, about 6 inches above your spine in your back. It wraps around your body, wraps around the front pelvic area, down in your thighs and around. Definitely gets utilized in so many positions. So I wanted to point that out to you so you can be aware of it. It's really important that we keep this psoas muscle in great health. Let's unblock our sacral chakra with Utthita Trikonasana, also known as triangle pose. Coming on to the top of your mat, extend your right foot behind you at a 90-degree angle. Your front knee is bent. Extend your arms out to each side, palms are facing down. Straighten your right leg and extend your trunk all the way over to your left side until you cannot stretch any longer. Lower your left hand to the bottom of your foot or resting on the top of your ankle. Extend your right arm up into the sky, gazing at your fingertips and holding, taking 3 Ujjayi breaths here. You can really feel the sacral and that psoas muscle working. That is really where all of your attention and focus should be on. Your energy is coming all from there. Takes a lot to hold this pose. All right, coming back up, straighten your arms, lower them, and step back into neutral position. Let's do the other side. From neutral position, extend your left foot behind you at a 90-degree angle. That right foot planted into the ground, knee is not extended over your front, knee is still bent. Extend your arms out to each side, straighten your right leg, and lean all the way over, stretching as far as you can till you cannot stretch any longer. Drop your left arm to your ankle. Left arm extended up towards the sky as I gaze at my fingertips. 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Really feeling the stretch, inner right thigh and leg, and also that psoas muscle. Wonderful. Let's come back up to the top and neutral position. Utkatta Konasana, goddess pose. This is one of my favorite poses. I truly feel like a goddess when I'm standing in it. How could it not work on our sacral, our sexual divine energy in this area? From standing position, extend your right foot out to the side about 3 to 4 feet. At the ground, open each foot so it's at about a 45-degree angle. Arms come up to a pole, and we're gonna zip up our body, starting at our root chakra and then up into our sacral chakra, feeling the energy as we lower our bums to the ground, but not all the way to the ground this time. We're just lowering it, knees, and holding, really focusing on that sacral chakra as you take your 3 deep Ujjayi breaths. Beautiful. Extend your buttocks back up and into neutral position. The last pose, a sacral chakra clearing family we're going to talk about today, Supta Virasana. This pose can be a little bit more advanced, so if you're brand new to yoga, I wouldn't recommend this. However, if you're very flexible and you want to give it a shot, let's do it. From all fours, extend your right and your left foot beyond your mat and sit your butt down onto the mat. So it looks like this. Feet should be just like 45 degrees out. Lower yourself down to the ground, laying on your mat. Your back should be flat on the ground. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. Awesome. Coming up onto your elbows, lifting yourself with your hands back. Do you ever lack ambition? If so, your solar plexus may need some charging. Located at the navel, it's associated with the color yellow. With the help of our solar plexus chakra, we begin to see ourselves as an individual rather than just a stream of energy walking amongst billions of other streams of astral energy. As beautiful as that energy party sounds, if we didn't have a solar plexus chakra, you wouldn't have a sense of where you end and where the rest of all that swirling cosmic ether begins. What would they put on your driver's license? The solar plexus is a great partner to the chakra that comes before it. Hey sacral! If the sacral chakra is the spark, the solar plexus is the fuel. And this puppy knows how to transform raw inspiration into tangible action so you can use your opinions to shape the world around you. The solar plexus is the chakra of identity, power, and will. When the solar plexus is in balance, you are on fire with confidence, but not egomania. You're inspired to actively pursue your goals while still prioritizing personal relationships. In other words, an opinionated, driven, non-sociopath. You speak directly, but not insultingly, and you're secure with your place in this world. When your solar plexus is blocked, you feel small and powerless, or completely devoid of ambition. You make lots of plans, but show zero follow-through. Feel lost and aimless, like a sailboat without a sail. When your solar plexus is overactive, it can bring out the worst in even the best. You'll operate on manipulation, single-mindedness, too much ego. I need to control everyone and everything around you. The oil for unblocking your solar plexus chakra is juniper berry. Inhaling. Paripura Navasana, also known as boat pose, is a really awesome yoga pose for clearing your solar plexus chakra. Sitting on your mat with your knees bent, grab the inside of your hamstrings. Slowly lift your toes off the ground, bringing them up parallel position. Extend your arms out to each side, palms facing in, legs extended straight in the air. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. You can really understand that focus is all of that energy is coming right from that navel area. Coming back down, coming to the ground. Dhanurasana, also known as boat pose, is the second yoga pose I recommend for help clearing that solar plexus chakra. So coming on to your mat, lowering yourself all the way. Your right hand and your left hand are extended to each side of the body, elbows bent, lowering yourself to the ground, bend knees, and grabbing the outside of each one of your feet. Extend your chest and extend your psoas muscle at the same time as you extend your neck up. Oh, this pose right here, as you're doing it, you really can feel all of the balance is coming from that solar plexus area. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. And this is one that I would just do like this particular pose 5 times a day to help clear your solar plexus. All right, lowering back down to the ground. Do you ever have trust issues? Your Anahata or heart chakra could need some more love. Your heart chakra is located at the center of your chest, and it's associated with the color green. Marks our revolutionary leap into our 4 higher chakras. That is the chakras that are less about human affairs like my food, my relationships, my promotion that should have never gone to Felicia, and more about our connection, our oneness, our understanding of spiritual truth, and that even includes Regina. The heart chakra takes us out of our own personal BS and into a zone of compassion, forgiveness, and generosity. It is the chakra of unconditional love as felt by anyone who has a child or a pet. When our hearts are right, you'll enjoy intimacy with an open heart and no nagging echoes of relationships past. You'll forgive easy, communicate with empathy, and give love and support to your nearest and dearest, with no expectation of anything in return. When our hearts are overactive, side effects include jealousy, stinginess, excessive self-interest. It can also cause you to play the martyr card, giving excessively to anyone and everyone around you without boundaries needed to maintain your own personal self-care. When our hearts are blocked, life will play your least favorite hits. Sadness, insecurity, mistrust, and emotional meltdown over everything from work emails to rom-com movie trailers. Definitely not the funnest days, weeks, months, years on the calendar. Let's learn how to balance our heart chakra. The oil associated with our heart chakra is none other than rose oil. I mean, who doesn't think of love and heart when they see a rose or smell one? The first pose I recommend for clearing your heart chakra is Nadaranjasana, also known as dancer pose. This is a really popular pose in yoga, and you see a lot of people posing on the Instagrams and the social media using this pose. If you want to pose on social media using the dancer pose, bearing all the weight in your left with a slight micro bend in your knee. Bend your right leg extended behind you, grabbing it with your right hand. Left arm is extended above your head, and you're gonna tilt forward from your hips while you're raising your back right leg, pushing the top of your foot into the palm of your hand. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths here. You want to find a focal point when you do this pose that you just focus on, something that isn't moving. All right, coming back into neutral position. Let's repeat that on your right side. Moving all of the weight into the right leg. Left leg bends, grabbing your left foot with your left hand. Right arm extends above your head and tilt forward from your hips. Again, pushing the top of your left foot into the palm of your left hand. Taking 3 Ujjayi breaths here while you're focused on a single object. All right, lowering your arm and your left. Back into Samastiti. The second pose I recommend for clearing your heart chakra is called Matsya Andrasana, also known as Half Lord of the Fishes pose. Legs extended out in front of you. Bend your left knee, landing your left foot right next to the outside of your right knee. Taking that right foot, extending it below your buttocks, and then pulling your right foot a little bit further. Extend your right arm up to the sky, lowering it, and using the elbow to open up this whole side of your body. So you're totally opening up your heart chakra here, looking over to the left side of your body and taking some deep breaths. And just opening those shoulders, opening your heart, ready for love and radiance to just flood in. Bend your right knee, land it on your left side outside of your left knee. Left arm comes up as extended, lowering it to the right side. Extend your right arm behind you on your fingertips and open your heart chakra as you look over your right shoulder. Taking that 3 Ujjayi breaths. Love is pouring in, just feel it, guys. All right, untwisting back into neutral. Cat got your tongue, or is your throat chakra just blocked? The throat chakra is the 4th chakra located at your throat, extending from the front and the back. Once you've gotten a handle on how to best do you thanks to solar plexus, and you have nailed the whole caring about others thing, hey heart, you are ready to responsibly foist your ideas onto everyone around you. As you can probably guess, your throat chakra is the home of your inner voice. And in this case, that voice is your inner truth. When you're speaking your mind freely and kindly and living the life you want to live with respect and good humanness, then you are aligned with this mighty champ and inner spokesperson. The throat chakra shares a special connection with your sacral chakra, since the creativity that's fostered there helps us amplify our inner voice in this world. This is the chakra of communication, self-expression, and life purpose. It reminds us that there is nothing more important than authenticity. When your throat's right, you'll feel great about your career, your art, the trade, or who cares if I have a job path you're on. You'll be able to speak honestly without any fear of what others might think, and you definitely won't dim your light. When your throat chakra is blocked, you'll turn shy, introverted, perhaps even cagey. You might also feel like you're not fulfilling your life's purpose or what you thought your purpose in life was. When your throat chakra is overactive, your communication will suffer from too much you. You'll tend to talk too much, listen too little, and use your words for harm instead of good. Think of lying, gossiping, name calling, secret spilling, and frequent yet casual reputation tarnishing. Who hasn't had that happen? Let's learn how to clear your throat chakra. The oil recommended for clearing your throat chakra is peppermint. And this definitely invigorates you. It also gives you energy in addition to opening up that throat chakra. The first pose is called Bhujangasana, also known as Cobra pose. Coming on to all fours and then lowering your body all the way to the mat. Each hand is resting on the right and left side of your body. Feet are extended behind you. Tops of the feet are touching the mat. You're gonna inhale yourself, straighten your elbows, and open your heart. So coming slowly up to the top till your right and your left arm are fully extended, and taking 3 of those ujjayi. And you can just feel it. Your shoulders are opening, really focusing on your shoulders are open and your neck is extended up, really feeling that throat chakra, taking 3 ujjayi breaths. And extend back down to the ground. Now you could repeat this same particular pose and maybe do it like 5 times in a session to help unblock your throat chakra. The second pose I recommend for clearing your throat chakra is Marianjasana and Bidalasana, also known as cat and cow pose. Coming on to all fours, knees are directly below your hips, your hands are directly below your shoulders, spine is neutral. You're gonna inhale, and as you inhale, you're gonna look up, and then you're gonna inhale, look up, and arch your back, extending your neck, really feeling the energy in your throat chakra, focus on it. Exhale, rounding your spine, head comes down, looking in between your legs, really rounding that spine, rounding through the upper back, and then inhale. Extended neck, and then exhale. So this particular one, I would also just do it like 5 times to help clear that throat chakra. Do you believe in magic? If you don't, then your third eye needs some self-love. Your third eye is located between your eyebrows, and it's associated with the color indigo or purple. The next leap in consciousness comes from our third eye chakra, which transports us beyond duality, me and you, and into the awareness of a much less taxing superconscious. The third eye has a vision that allows us to pierce life's confusing veils. You know, the whole time is a construct and money isn't real song and dance. And it gives us the power of, at minimum, a strong intuition, and at maximum, transcendence, mystical revelation. It's the chakra of imagination, insight, and psychic abilities. And yes, we all have access to it, even if we grew up in small, closed-minded towns. When your third eye is right, you'll be in tune with subtle energies around you, whether you're aware of it or not. You'll see life clearly and make decisions easily with no emotional attachment to the outcome. And no coin slips needed. You might even have a healthy reciprocal relationship with your subconscious. When your third eye is blocked, you might notice adult memory or poor dream recall, mistrust in your inner voice. It can become very overwhelming by details rather than staying the core of the big picture you used to know and love. Logic and cynicism win over depth and magic. When your third eye is overactive, you'll have difficulty concentrating or even feeling grounded in reality. lost in fantasies, plagued by nightmares, and prone to paranoia and mood disorder. You might want to solve this one sooner rather than later. In some cases, overactive third eye can even induce hallucinations. Let's find out how to give your third eye some attention. The oil recommended for clearing your third eye chakra, frankincense. This is like the king of all oils, one of the best oils that exist in my personal opinion. So I'm going to inhale, exhale. Uttanasana is a pose I recommend for clearing your third eye chakra. I love this pose. I do this pose throughout the day, probably 5 times. Just like if I have time, I'm standing somewhere, I'll just take this stretch. I really believe that it has helped me clear some of the blockage that I had going on. Coming onto your mat, feet are hip distance apart and planted firmly in the ground. Feel your weight distributed in all 4 corners of your feet. Bring your hands to your hips, and we are gonna extend our body forward from our hips. And then keep going, lowering yourself all the way down to as far as your head will go. You can grab the backs of your legs for an extended stretch, or maybe do this. If you can't get all the way to the ground, it's okay just to rest your hands on your legs. Feeling all the energy coming from the third eye, with our head being hanging here, all that blood is circulating and recycling. And I would take 3 breaths down here. To come out of the pose, put your hands on your hips, body back up to the top of your mat. I would recommend doing that pose at least once a day. If you can, make your goal to do it 5 times a day. Third eye will begin to clear. The second yoga pose I would recommend for clearing your third eye chakra is called Balasana, also known as child's pose. This is a favorite of many people that practice yoga. Coming onto your mat, sitting on your knees, extend your left knee and your right knee to the edges of your mat. Lowering your hands to your mat, slowly walk your hands forward as your arms are extended out in front of you. Your third eye is touching the mat. Your third eye should be landed on the mat. Take 3 or 5 deep inhale and exhales. Start to walk yourself back up to tops of your knees. Do you feel like your life lacks meaning? Let's fix that. Your crown chakra is located at the top of your head, and it's associated with the color violet. The last of the major chakras is the crown. It's located at the top of your head, and it's open like a funnel to mainline divine energy straight into your system. It's the grand central station of cosmic consciousness. The crown chakra allows us to experience universal energy and knowledge that all energy is one, and we are all but a breath of air in the great sky of life, or skies of life, depending on whether you subscribe to the whole metaverse universe theory or not. This is the chakra of enlightenment, of highest being, of paradox, because the more we talk about what it is, the further away from it we're getting. When your crown is right, well, to be honest, a fully open, flowing crown chakra is a rare find, but can certainly foster a healthy crown that puts you somewhere in between spiritual impotence and total enlightenment. Some of the good signs that your crown is open is that you feel a connection to something beyond yourself and the physical world. You feel total confident and secure, but not in an arrogant, ego-driven way. You put your energy towards the greater good of all beings, even when no one is looking. When your crown chakra is blocked, you'll feel disconnected. It'll become the mayor of your life. You may feel isolated, lonely, and hopelessness. Life lacks meaning, though you're not sure why, and fixing it seems hopeless because you're too darn lethargic to take care of yourself, let alone reality. Let's look a little further into how to clear this chakra. The oil recommended for clearing your crown chakra is lavender. Vrksasana, also known as tree pose, for helping to clear your crown chakra. Coming onto your mat, feet are touching each other. Bring your right leg up onto the inside of your left thigh. If this is too far, you can also do your tree here, or if you need it on the ground, you can just put your toes up like this. It's a start. You could start with your toes and work your way to eventually getting that right foot all the way up on the inside of your thigh. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. It's hard to close your eyes and do this pose, so I'm gonna leave it open. All right, coming back onto your mat, let's repeat it on the other side. Weight goes into your right foot, bending that left knee up, resting it on the inside of that right thigh. Arms come, you can go up above your head or here, whichever way you choose, but take 3 Ujjayi breaths. When I'm doing this pose, I also focus on my crown, just like imagining that I have all this good white energy coming into the top of my crown. Lowering back to the ground. The final pose that's recommended for clearing your crown chakra is Savasana. How perfect that we end our class with Savasana. I want to thank you so much for attending this workshop today. If you found it helpful, please share, like, or subscribe. We're going to end in this pose, so I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Coming down on the ground, rolling ourselves to our mat so our body is completely extended. Open your feet, let them fall to the earth, palms up, extended on your sides, and feel the weight of the earth, feeling your head resting on the mat. Your crown chakra loves it when you take the time to just be. And you can stay in this pose for as long as you like.